On November 5th, 1939, at Stoughton Hospital, Duane wrestled his way into this world as the only son of Homer and Edna Kleven. Eventually, he had to share his parents' attention when sisters Elaine and Joanne were born. When Duane was 6 years old, the family moved from Madison's east side to a small farm south of Stoughton, where he lived until he returned to Madison as a UW student-athlete. Cooksville Grade School, a one-room school of 30-plus students, gave Duane his initial exposure to sports. Because the school had few students, sports participation was seasonal, with football played in the fall, basketball played outdoors during the winter, and softball played in the spring. Porter Township, south of Stoughton in Rock County, had an annual play day at the end of the school year when students and parents competed in horseshoes, relay races, the softball throw, the long jump, volleyball, softball, and other individual and team sports. The winners in Porter moved on to the Rock County play day. Duane practiced all year for these two big days. One year, he and his cousin Louie reached the epitome of success as the Rock County Horseshoe Pitching Champions. UW athletes like Alan Amici and Abe Nicholas, as well as professional athletes like Mickey Mantle and Rocky Marciano, provided encouragement for him to continue his involvement in sport. As a Stoughton High School student, Duane met two men, Howard Mathias and Bob Spicuzza, who significantly influenced his life. Mathias, a non-wrestler, started the now famous Stoughton High School wrestling program in Duane's sophomore year, and as Duane says, was my first real coach, and as a teacher really motivated me. Spicuzza, a former UW wrestler who lived for wrestling and saw his athletes as his family, took over as coach for Duane's senior year. Until meeting Spicuzza, he had taken mostly shop courses and planned to work in a factory when graduated. Coach Spicuzza convinced him to take college prep classes, to work hard at being an excellent student, and to go to college so he too could become a coach. Duane believes that without question, he would never have gone to college and become a coach if he had not known Coach Spicuzza. Duane experienced much success as a Stoughton wrestler, becoming the school's first conference and sectional champion in his junior year, as well as its first state place winner, a third, in his senior year. During his 3-year high school career, Duane only lost 3 matches, captained the team as a junior and senior, and was the team's most valuable wrestler as a senior. In the fall, he played varsity football as an offensive end and linebacker. During his senior year, Duane received an Honorable Mention All-Conference Award for his defensive skills. Eventually, Duane returned to his Madison roots when he enrolled at the UW and joined the wrestling team coached by George Martin. For 3 years, Duane worked hard in practice and learned wrestling from his legendary coach, but unfortunately was not able to compete or win a letter as a varsity athlete. He did not participate in UW wrestling as a senior. Rather, Duane started his coaching career at Wisconsin High School as a football and wrestling coach. After returning from South Korea, where he coached receivers on the 1st Cavalry Division football team, Duane took over the wrestling program at Racine Park High School. In 3 years, he led the team to 2 WIAA state championships before a fledgling UW Oshkosh program tapped him as their next head coach. Under Duane, the Titans finished 3rd in the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. In 1971, ironically, Duane succeeded his college coach, George Martin, as the UW coach after Martin's untimely accidental death, starting an extremely successful Badger coaching career. In his first season, Duane turned around a struggling Badger program to climb to a 5th-place Big Ten finish and a .765 winning percentage. Duane recruited and coached many nationally and internationally accomplished wrestlers in his 12 years as the UW coach. Rick Lawinger was the Badgers' first NCAA champion. Lee Kemp was a 4-time All-American and Olympian athlete and coach. And Andy Rhine was a 3-time All-American, Olympic silver medalist, and eventual Badger coach, to mention only a few of his talented wrestlers. Duane had a total of 17 conference champions, 9 NCAA champions, and 25 All-American athletes during his tenure. Especially noteworthy is a school best 5 All-Americans during the 1980 season and a school record 3 NCAA champions in the 1976 season, when the team finished in a school best 4th place in the NCAA championships. His dual meet record is 132 wins, 48 losses, and 5 ties, for a winning percentage of 73%, which ranks him 4th in Badger coaching records. His teams consistently finish near the top of the conference with 4 second-place finishes and 5 third places, and finished in the NCAA's top 10 6 times. For his accomplishments as a wrestling coach, Duane has been frequently recognized by his colleagues. In 1976, he was coach for the East All-Star College Wrestling Team and selected as the U.S. Wrestling Federation Coach of the Year. The NCAA named him the 1977 Coach of the Year, and the Wisconsin Wrestling Coaches Association inducted him into their 1980 Hall of Fame class. In 1998, the National Wrestling Coaches Association honored him with its Lifetime Service Award, and the UW Athletic Department inducted him into its Hall of Fame in 2006. After his coaching career ended in 1982, Duane continued his long service to the university. He worked 2 years as the director of the Camp Randall Sports Center, then 8 years as an associate athletic director, and finally 10 years as the director of special events for the athletic department. In 2002, he retired from University of Wisconsin Athletics. Duane has been a member of the Madison Sports Hall of Fame Club for 32 years, attending most banquets, and has admired the many past inductees, friends as well as others. He had hoped that someday he would be fortunate enough to join this elite group of sports figures. His late wife Mona, late daughter Charlotte, and son Kurt, as well as his grandchildren and great-granddaughters, are no doubt pleased Duane has achieved his dream. The Madison Sports Hall of Fame Club and American Family Insurance are honored to welcome Duane Kleven into the class of 2014.